It's about 1:40 in the morning, and I haven't slept yet. The reflux is really hitting me hard tonight. It's hard to talk, it's hard to breathe, it's just burning. I'm pretty much just a line of fire. And it makes its way to my throat. It's hard to swallow, it's hard to breathe. And I'm coughing a lot, which really hurts, and I'm coughing up a lot of mucus. Gina just juiced me some cucumber juice. Celery juice. To try to drink it. But I'm coughing so hard. Coughing so hard. I'm afraid if I try to drink it, I'll throw up. And potentially aspirate while I'm throwing up. Because it all gets triggered. I'm even losing my voice. It all gets triggered by the reflux being in my throat. It's made it very hard for me to eat. Eat almost anything. This has been going on for a long time. I really need help. Alright, it's 8:53 a.m. I slept for a couple of hours. I mainly had to sleep sitting up because of the acid that gets to my throat. My voice is pretty much gone. I sound like a broken squeaky toy. Gina and I are trying to problem solve what to do. I mean, hell, I can't eat. My throat is so swollen. I feel like if I had a really bad cold or something like that. I'm exhausted. I always am. I'm weak. I always am. We don't know what to do. If I could shove a fucking tube down my throat to be able to eat, I would. I feel like nobody's gonna listen. We've been at this for a few years now. I'm trying to figure out what to eat, how to eat it. Don't judge me because I'm fat. The reason I'm fat is because I'm trying to be able to swallow foods. The only foods that go down are processed foods, which are high in fat. That's why I'm fat. I don't know what to do anymore, okay? The system is not for me, it's against me. We've tried to find a nutritionist, a dietitian. It's that unless I'm diagnosed with diabetes, I'm pre-diabetic. Unless I'm diagnosed with diabetes, they can't help me. My insurance won't cover it. I've spent hours trying to track down a dietitian and a nutritionist. I've gotten nowhere. I don't have that much energy, folks. I don't. I got a lot of anger. I'm pissed off at a system that's broken, that lets people fall in the cracks constantly. When they say, I'm sick, I have problems, I need help, and no one's there for you. I have a lot of anger, but I don't have the energy to fight and fight and fight and fight anymore. I'm just trying to survive. This hospital bed that I'm laying in my own home is where I stay almost all day, every day. I've lost my independence. Really, the one thing I have is my friendship with Gina. But we're tired. She's been trying to find recipes too. Don't think she hasn't been working her ass off. It's pretty hopeless, guys. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm tired of being in pain in most areas of my body. And no one knowing what to do for me. And me not knowing what to do for myself anymore. And I don't want to be treated like it's my fault. Everything that you. It's now almost 11 a.m. and I've not had anything to eat yet, even though I'm very hungry. And I've also not had anything to drink because it all just makes the GERD worse throughout the day. But I'm trying to show you, can you put this on the bed, Gina? What options I have to eat here and how difficult this is. So here we have some snack pack puddings. This is the best texture for me, but it has milk in it. And don't believe it has soy, but there's really nothing redeeming here in terms of nutrition, truly. There's very little. 0% vitamin D, 8% iron, 2% calcium, 4% potassium. That's it. That's all they've got listed. It's just empty calories and fat here. I'm going to combine it here with some just white rice. This is minute rice. And let's see what it has in it. I bought this one because it has very little in it compared to other brands. It's just water, parboiled rice, sunflower oil, sea salt, and sunflower lecithin. So because I can't just eat this rice, even though it's cooked. I can't just eat this as it is in the microwave, okay? That's not gonna go down without something like this pudding to help me swallow it. I can't even swallow rice. So what we're going to do is heat up the rice and then combine it with the pudding for my breakfast / lunch. The other options I have in here are some raisins, which are difficult to eat on their own. Some applesauce, and we actually make our own most of the time. I'm just showing you the one I have in here. It does not have citric acid. I do not buy food with citric acid in it because it tears up my bladder. I have over here some popcorn, but I'm not able to eat much popcorn. It tends to make me sick. That's all we have in this box. I'll show you real quickly what I have in the refrigerator, and I'll tell you basically that everything in here makes me sick. Alright. Down here we have some lettuce and salad mix. I can't swallow that without a ton of dressing. The problem with the dressing is that all of these have vinegar or soy. I need very thick dressings. This one's very thick. See, it's not even falling. It's very thick. That's what I need. But the problem is, it's going to make my bladder hurt very badly, as will the ketchup, as will the ranch dressing back here. It will all make me sick. I will be laying in bed and peeing about every 15 minutes after I have any dressing or ketchup or this sauce down here, which is dairy-based Alfredo sauce. It also has pepper, which bothers my bladder. Over here we have one soup. This does actually work pretty well for me, so it is one of the few things that I can eat. It's a sweet potato bisque. It's a little high in carbohydrate. I don't like that, but because I'm pre-diabetic, but it is what I have. This is vegetable broth. This works so-so, but again, if I have too much liquid, it triggers my bladder, and then I have bladder pain. I have difficulty swallowing these. They are just dried figs. I like the taste, but swallowing is difficult. This is pasta. Sometimes I eat pasta. It's got gluten in it. It's really terrible for me, and it gives me diarrhea. Problem with pasta is I cannot even eat pasta by itself. I have to put sour cream on it or something like that. This also bothers my bladder. It's high in histamine. Over here we have some applesauce we make from scratch. That works. We have a can of refried beans that does not have soy. But that gives me gas and blows up my gut. Then down here, I stopped eating that. It's got too much vinegar. This is too high in histamine, even though I like it. That's also too high in histamine, actually. I'm just going to throw this away. There's no point in even keeping it in the fridge anymore. Tired of looking at all these things I can't eat. The mayonnaise here is soy-free mayonnaise, but it gives me GERD. Also this, because I can't eat just a piece of bread or toast, because I can't swallow it, I have to put cream cheese on it. This also gives me GERD. And really, the rest is supplements. That's it for food. There's cheese back here, which gives me diarrhea, but helps me to swallow. And I've tried these, protein shakes. They're gluten-free, and they're not great, but they could be worse. They have pea protein in them. Pea protein, like almost all of the other proteins, unfortunately, gives me bladder problems. And when I'm saying bladder problems here, guys, I'm not like talking about a little bit of bladder pain. I'm talking about chronic. I'm in really bad pain that disrupts my life constantly. I'm not able to work. I'm not able to go to college anymore. I've had to drop out. Life is basically, my life is lived in this hospital bed right here. This is what it looks like. And I don't have the energy to fight like I used to. I don't know how to scream anymore to say I need help. My body is tired of not being fed properly. I don't know what to do. I need a team approach because everything's falling apart. Alright, this is going to be both breakfast and lunch, I guess, because I don't know what else to eat. So here's a snack pack pudding, and I'm just going to take it and dump it in my rice and mix them together. This really doesn't have much nutritional value at all. Gina says it's anti-nutrition. It's probably true, but I'm very hungry. I'm hungry most days. The only way that we've actually made it this long, as we have, is that we sometimes go out to eat. What I do is I get a salad at Jason's Deli with their very thick dressing. But then I get sick afterwards. I get diarrhea and stuff. Or we'll go out and get a burger that doesn't have MSG, but then I'm eating gluten and dairy, and guess what happens? I also get diarrhea. This is less likely to give me diarrhea, even though there's some dairy in here, but for whatever reason. But the chocolate in here is bad for my bladder. This irritates my bladder. And the rice over here just makes me hungry because it feeds the small intestine bacterial overgrowth. So, I'm really not winning by eating this way, even. I'm not even feeling good by eating this way. I'm certainly not feeling good by eating processed foods. Hey, so it's about 1:30 p.m. and I'm just letting you know that now my bladder is really upset because of what I ate for lunch and breakfast, which was, well, I only ate one time, the pudding and the rice. That's all I've had, and I've had one full bottle of water, which is 16.9 fluid ounces. And my bladder's been hurting for over an hour now, and I have been going to the bathroom about every 15 to 20 minutes. This is pretty much everyday life for me, and I'm not okay with that. Alright, over and out. Alright, it's 2:35, and these are cauliflower tots, but they have soy, so these give me diarrhea. And this is dressing, which is kind of acidic, and it gives me bladder problems. It also has milk in it, which gives me diarrhea. The lactic acid is a bit of a problem.
And high fat.
Yeah, Gina's adding that it's high fat. That's true. And it may have vinegar in it as well. I would think it may. So those are all problems. It certainly has non-fat sour cream, but that's a problem for the bladder. It does, okay, there is vinegar, yep. So, again, it's a meal that I'll eat it, but I'm going to pay for it. And I've been in bed all day. Alright, over and out. My GERD started acting up really, really bad at 5 o'clock. And you've seen what I've eaten today so far. So now I'm going to eat pizza, and it is 6:50 p.m. Okay, so it's now Tuesday, and it's 7:40 in the evening. Just wanted to address last night's slices of pizza. I figure that after watching a video yesterday, that you might be wondering why in the heck would she then eat 2 pieces of pizza at night if she just told me that she gets sick from like soy and gluten and dairy, and she's bladder pain and she has all these problems, like isn't that she has GERD and stuff like that, like why would she eat pizza? Answer: whether you like it or not. I don't really care whether you like it or not. Answer is that I had been in bed basically all day, and just the stress of trying to figure out what to eat gets to you after a whole day, and especially after being hungry all day. I had eaten, some small portions like you saw, but it wasn't enough to make me feel satisfied. So I finally was just too frustrated and already in pain, and I said, what the heck, I can swallow pizza, and I don't have to put more stuff on it. Yes, it's fatty, yes, it hits all the bad things I can eat, right? But I actually did pretty well with it. Again, I don't know why my body is the way it is sometimes, it just is. So, I did fairly well with it, actually. And then I slept better last night than I did the night before. Today's been rough because my back is really hurting, and I know that the more irritation I have in my gut, the more my back hurts. They're definitely related. You can also see I'm just coughing today, and that's from That's from the GERD. My voice is still a little raspy from the GERD. And I'm still frustrated trying to figure out what to eat. So, there was leftover pizza. Today, let's see, what did I eat? I ate one pudding. I ate pureed fruit in the morning. Oh, and I popped a bag of popcorn. And I ate that. Well, not all of it. I didn't eat the whole thing. I ate bits of it in a couple times throughout the day. Because I don't like to eat a lot of popcorn. It makes me sick if I eat too much at one time. And the other thing I had was a burger. Which was good because it was pretty easy to swallow. Because it kind of mushes up into a nice little ball and everything goes down, slides down. I think that's all I've had to eat today. I'll probably have 1, maybe 2 slices of pizza tonight. So it's 7:43 right now, and I plan to eat before 9 p.m. I'm already hungry, but I'm just trying to wait for as long as I can. Mostly because of the GERD. Alright, so there's my reasoning behind eating pizza. It swallows, and I do not have the physical stamina or pain tolerance to be cooking in the kitchen. Gina has a life outside of caregiving for me, barely, but she should. She works 40 hours a week caregiving for me, but to be honest, I live here, and really, she helps me throughout the day many, many, many times a day, and it's a lot. It adds up to being a lot more than 40 hours a week. That's kind of ridiculous. She works much more than that. So we went to a medical appointment today, and that took a lot of energy out of me. And she had another appointment after that, and I stayed home. And I've been in bed since, except for just sitting on the toilet and trying to deal with my bladder really hurting. So I'm watching YouTube and stuff like that, reading, listening to some podcasts, because that helps distract me from the pain. Right now the pain is the worst in my bladder and in my back. And it's, reached about a 7. Maybe not quite a 7. Certainly it's been in this 5 and 6 range, and then earlier might have actually maybe gotten to a 7. It's hard to tell. But I was having trouble communicating. Usually by then it's a 7. So, that's it for today. Over and out.